Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We have Cruzan Age Light Rum. It has been doing so-so in the taste challenges, but got it wrong twice this week. Couldn't even differentiate it from much cheaper products, and that's a bad sign, right? Right. I couldn't tell it apart from Clubhouse, a Heaven Hill product, and I got it confused with Skull Dry White, a Sazerac product. J.A. Doherty's and Sons with Sazerac. I don't know, boy. I tell you, I paid $9.99 for this bottle. It's a pretty bottle. Metal cap. I mean, nice shape. Got the date on the front. Got the signature of the master distiller, Gary Nelthrop. That family's been producing this stuff since the early 1800s in St. Croix in the United States Virgin Islands for the last 103 years. Before that, it was the Danish Virgin Islands. Most people don't know that the United States Virgin Islands were purchased from Denmark in 1917. I'd like to visit there, but with all this cocoa going on, it's too much trouble. I wanted to go to Spain and North Africa this summer, but on that, I had it all. I was researching that, man. There was a ferry you could take from Algeciras to Spanish Morocco, go to Europe, Africa, all in one shot. It was going to be hell getting to that city, though, from the airport because there's no direct route. But that's another story because it ain't going to happen, so forget it. The Virgin Islands, I don't need a passport and all. My passport's wasting away because I never get to go anywhere with it. Except I went to Mexico. Big deal. Yeah, I had to pay over $100 for that, $140 for that passport. Where did I go? Not even to Canada, just Mexico. Sad. Albertson's rum is the competitor. I got this full bottle at $3.75, half size, in the beautiful plastic format. You know how much? Now, these two make one full bottle, right? A half and a half makes a whole. You say, don't know that. I know. It's got a nice navy blue label with silver. Hey, you know how much these two bottles cost me together? $5.98 plus tax. $5.98 plus tax versus $9.99. So $4 and a penny more. Is this Cruzan really $4.01 better? I don't know. Now, the Cruzan is bottled in Illinois, Deerfield, Illinois. So shipped to the U.S. and bottled in Illinois. The Albertsons is also produced in the United States Virgin Islands, but it's bottled in Kentucky, across the river south of Illinois in Kentucky. Louisville, the home of Cassius Clay and Bridges. All right. And Evan Williams. I don't think Albert, can you still get the Albertsons? Well, yeah, I got it just recently, a new bottle, but is it still produced? I don't think it's still produced. I think they replaced it with a different Albertsons brand. Well, that's it for this. Yikes, I poured too much. But there wasn't enough to really do a second taste challenge. Heck. Well, that bottle's going in the trash. Damn. I'm not pouring that much Cruzan Age Light. I know that much. If there's a difference in weight, I'm just going to have to be because I cannot be drinking all of this all day. All right. As expected, the Cruzan is more yellowish. And it's yellow. I mean, it's mostly clear, but it's got a yellow tint to it. You want to know why? Because it's aged between 1 and 4 years in old bourbon barrels, charred oak bourbon barrels. But it's not the same rum aged 1 to 4 years. It's different rums aged 1 to 4 years. You know what I'm saying? They got some 4-year aged rum in there, some 1-year aged, and whatever other in between, 2 and 3. It's a blended rum, but it's blended with just rum. If you get Irish whiskey or Scotch whiskey or Canadian whiskey or American blended whiskeys, they're aged, they're blended with different types. Grain whiskey and malt whiskey. So you get 2 different perspectives. In America, the United States of America, they call it grain neutral spirits. And well, in Canada, they kind of call it that because if you looked at the old Black Velvet tasting notes, they talked about how they use grain neutral spirits and they mixed it with single malt Canadian whiskey, malt whiskey, rye whiskey, and got Black Velvet. In Ireland and Scotland, they call it grain whiskey, but it's mostly neutral. Like it's clear, it has no odor, really, no color. Well, it's clear, so it got no color. I mean, no flavor, and the flavor's coming from the single malts. Well, in the rum, the flavor's coming from the different ages of rum. But see, they don't have an age statement on. See, these companies are getting clever with their age statements. They're not putting an age statement. They're putting an age description. So what's the age statement of Cruzan Age Light? Well, it says aged a minimum of 1 year in American oak barrels. Okay, so there's an age statement on there. A minimum of 1 year. But there's more to the story. Now, legally, you have to quote the youngest year, 1 year. But on their website, they're saying, but the oldest is 4 years. So see, but you got to go with the youngest. It could be 1,000-year rum. It could be a rum from the days of the Roman Empire. And it would still, you would have to say 1 year. It says the light color resembles that of Chardonnay. I was saying champagne, but Chardonnay, a distinctive indication of its aging, and it's smooth. Real smooth. It's saying on their website, real smooth. Yeah, and real, not that distinct. My impression is not bad. Not bad. I don't know why somebody would drink this and get on the internet and make a video talking about how bad it is. It's not bad. It's not distinct. I couldn't tell it apart from Skull, Dry White, and Clubhouse. And I can assure you Clubhouse is not distinct. $6.99 a liter. Oh no. That's cheaper than the thing I just bought. The Albertsons, because let's see. $5.98 divided by 7. Whoops, $4.50. $5.98 divided by 750 times 1,000. That's $7.97 for a liter. That's, yeah, I knew it was more. It's like $1 more. So but here's the deal. I'm not worried about it. I don't work for Cruzan, and I'm not worried about how it scores. If it scores low, good. If it scores medium, good. If it scores high, good. If I can tell it apart, fine. If I can't, fine. All that's going to tell me is that it's not that remarkable. Now, what's coming up? Well, I'm planning to get Ron Rico silver and Ron Rico gold. I'm planning on getting Margaritaville silver and gold. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. I'm planning on getting well, Cane Run, but I hadn't seen it at Walmart lately. Probably because it wasn't selling. They don't play around at Walmart. If it shows any sign of weakness, they yank it off the shelf so fast, like Rolling Rock. Like one day it was gone. And I asked the salesman, I was like, why'd they pull Rolling Rock? I don't know. He was all in an uproar. I don't know. They just did it. They don't tell you anything. I had to get a kick out of that. And there was a cheap rum Walmart was selling over here in a plastic bottle. It was like, it wasn't King Square, but it was something like that. It was from that one in Auburndale, Caribbean Distillers in Auburndale, Florida. which is not in the Caribbean, but it didn't last. It was so cheap, but it didn't last. But Albertson still got their King Square on the shelf, so cheap in plastic. I was by Winn-Dixie today. I mean, I was at Winn-Dixie. I don't know why I'm starting to speak like people I listen to in our mock. I say, I was by Winn-Dixie. And I say, why didn't you go to it? Instead of just passing by it. But their prices are high. I said, these people are crazy. I bought the 15 pack of Keystone Ice for $8.99 from my neighbor across the street. She was delighted. She was all depressed because her brother's real sick. She said, I'm so depressed. I said, well, that's a depressing situation. I mean, you know, you don't have to apologize for being upset about something that's upsetting. I mean, you know, come on. But she was happy that I bought her the Keystone Ice. I didn't tell her the price. She could care less about the price. She said, you're so good to me. I said, well, I only buy her 3 packs of beer a year, every 4 months. But they had the Ron Rico for $9.49 a bottle. Good price. But Zapardo's got the 1,750 milliliter bottles for $12.99. Well, they did. Now, if I go back, they probably won't have it at that price again. But I'm thinking, well, I could pay $3 more, $3.50 more basically, and get 1,000 extra milliliters for each one. So, yeah, it's a plastic bottle, but I'm thinking, you know, I might go back over there and get it, because that's what I want to do, the Ron Rico, and then the Margaritaville, and the I don't know, whatever. There's so many, like, you can't even keep up. All right, I'd like to do some of those nicer gold and age rums, though, to tell you the truth. I want to do the higher level signature, the Appleton, and then I want to do that Bimbo and that something cool from Haiti. Babincourt, but too many drinks, not enough time, you know. We'll get there, Pop. No, you won't get there. That's the problem. This one's kind of rich and sweet and sugary. And oh, this challenge I'm doing is for Friday. Okay, you say, didn't you do one this morning? Yeah, I'm doing this for Friday because Friday is going to be too much of an irritation to try to do it. I mean, I could do it. I just don't want to do it Friday. This one smells sweet and rich. Yeah, these rums will burn your nose, like it smell like pepper. They'll burn your nose like, ugh. More so than whiskey and even the brandy. Less density in the nose. I think this one's heavier, but honestly, it's hard to tell with my eyes closed. It's such a small amount difference, but let's go with the taste. What the heck? I'm not too confident, I got to tell y'all. It's really not a knock against the Cruzan. A Cruzan is somebody from St. Croix. Cruzan, the product of St. Croix. It's a compliment to the Albertsons. You see what I'm saying? It's the fact that the Albertsons is so good by virtue of the quality that Sazerac, County Line Distillers, but Sazerac is putting into it, that it competes much higher than its price point. You buy it and you think, oh, it's going to be so bad, so terribly bad. But then you drink it, and it's not. The Albertsons blended whiskey, it's not bad. I mean, it's American blended whiskey's questionable, but to say the least. But it's right in the mix. I mean, it's fine. And then the Albertsons brandy, that was really good. That was actually better than the Gallo E&J, the E&J of VS, and a good deal cheaper. So, and if you ask me, what they replaced it with is a step down. The DW Anders to me is a step down, because I think it's just a repackaged Hartley. Oh, that Hartley. But was that Total Wine and More? I said, look at all the Hartley. How quaint. You say Hartley, they only sell that at bum stores. Yeah. I don't think people consider Total Wine and More a bum store. And there it was on the shelf. I said, look at a little Hartley on the shelf with all its expressions. The apple, the pomegranate, and all the other insidious flavors, and the regular, the VSOP. And then it was at Winn-Dixie too. I said, look at y'all. It said made with Italian brandy. They must have gotten in trouble, because it used to say Italian brandy. The U.S. Tax and Trade Bureau might have cracked down on them and said, Italian brandy? Really? Can we look at your paperwork? Oh, yeah. We're getting ready to change that. It's made with Italian brandy. Right. Thank you. That's what happened with bourbon mash from Crown Royal. They changed it to blender's mash because of infraction citation from the Tax and Trade Bureau. But then they negotiated and they said, well, what if we just say on the bottle, this is not made with bourbon. This is not a bourbon. They said, no, okay. So then all of a sudden at Walmart, I started seeing bourbon mash again. And it says, Crown Royal bourbon mash. This is not made with bourbon, nor is it a bourbon. Something like that. I'm like, they had to explain that to the dum-dums. And I mean, really, the dummies, because at no point did that whiskey ever claim to be a bourbon. All it said was it was made with bourbon mash. Get it? The mash. They send it to Canada. They make the Canadian whiskey. But you get these people who are challenged, and they're saying, I got ripped off. It says bourbon, and it's not. Because you are a communist. All right. He just saved the Dallas DA a whole load of work. I must say, this is kind of sweet, a little charred, a little oak, a little mild, mellow, pleasant, smooth, easygoing, and generally nice. Is it a standout? Would I recommend it to friends and family and make great exclamations about it? No. Would I make fun of it in any way? No, I wouldn't. If you said to me, look, I just want a silver rum. I don't want it to be complicated. I want it to be mildly sweet and easy mixing, and just, give me something mild and mellow, man. I'm not one of these big rum aficionados. I'm just a rum drinker. Catch what I'm saying? I would say I catch what you're saying, Daddy-O. And I got just the thing for you. Albertson silver rum. And you would say, yeah, baby, $5.98 a bottle. I'm down for it. But there's only one little problem. I'm not sure if I'm drinking the Albertsons or the Cruzan. Yeah. Therein lies the nexus of the crisis, as Blorish de Cult said. But you see now, this one in my left hand has a sharper note. I don't know what it is. It's not metallic, but it's something sharp about it. So it's got me thinking. And I think it's Cruzan. Comments, and I've been ignoring them. Justin Hopkins says, got off of work about an hour ago. Well, congratulations to you. I had to work an hour late yesterday. Well, nearly an hour, and I was so irritated. But I knew it. When I saw all that work ahead of me, I said, never get off on time today. And I didn't. Good afternoon, Ron. The Crown Royal Bourbon Mash. Good stuff. Yes, and I might mention, folks, John Neely bought me a half-size bottle of that. You say that's an implied put down because you mentioned a half-size bottle and you're using reverse psychology to say he didn't buy you a full-size bottle. No, 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 no. That's totally wrong. I'm just very precise about what I say. And he bought me a half-size bottle. I mean, that's what he bought me. I'm very happy with it because I never had it. And now I get to drink it. And if I want more, I'll buy a full size. No problem. I appreciate what he did. When he bought it, it was still called the Blender's Mash for temporary. And now it's back to Bourbon Mash. Thank you, John and Neely, for that. I didn't taste it, though, and I smelled it, but I didn't taste it because they were drinking it over there in Jefferson, Louisiana. No, in Harahan, Louisiana. Harahan, the town. People say the city, but it's no city. When I think of a city, I think of a city, not a town. I'm tired of people calling towns cities. But they were there drinking it, and we were trying this, trying that, drinking this, drinking that, here, there, everywhere. And then they were saying, hey, man, let's drink some bourbon, Blender's Mash. I said, oh, no, no, no. I got to drive home. I'm not drinking anymore. And I got out while the getting was good. And I'm so glad I did. Now, I haven't tried it, but I'm looking forward to it. And that's the next Canadian whiskey on the lineup. That's the next one. I got a feeling I'm going to like it so much, I'm going to go buy that full-size bottle. I just feel that way. Can't say for sure, though. Not only that, I've got that I think it's a 1989 bottle of Seagram's a Canadian Hunter because it's a different shape bottle. It's got a strange label that looks oxidized and old. You know how gold on paper will turn green looking? That's what happened. And that thing looks so old. And then the red turned like a different. It didn't fade. No, it didn't fade. It just turned old looking. I really think it's from 1989 or earlier. Because that's the year that it was sold to Sazerac. It was no longer Seagram's Canadian Hunter. Now it's just, Canadian Hunter. But that was back in the Seagram's days. Seagram's introduced it in 1984, and 5 years later sold it to Sazerac, who still owns it. But I was so delighted to get that bottle, $8.99. And then my friend David said, don't drink it. Don't drink it. It's 30 years old. It's probably bad. I said, are you crazy? I told him that at my house. Are you crazy? I said, that whiskey isn't going to go bad. Oh, yes, it is. I said, man, where are you coming from with that? I said, I drank a 1977 bottle of Old Crow, bottled in bond, 100 proof, that had been aged since 1969, and then it was bottled in 1977. It was great, too, by the way. Thanks, Bob Futch. They don't even make bottled in bond Old Crow anymore, to my knowledge. Now, we know how companies are. They make what they make, and then they make what they don't make. In other words, they list all what they make, and then they have 20 other things they don't list. Like Mike's Harder Green Apple. You won't find that on the website, but it's there. I hadn't seen it, but some people on Alcohol Legs were posting it. Not some people. David Simmons. I said, no, look at that. Man, that's a strong charcoal burn. Not burn, taste thing. Woo! I don't know. God, this has a lot of charcoal too, though. That's got a lot of barrel. This got a lot of barrel wood. This got a lot of charcoal. This got a lot of charcoal. This got a fair amount of sugar. This got a fair amount of sugar. Oh, whoa. I wish this didn't have to be so difficult, but I guess it wouldn't be a challenge if it wasn't. What's your take on Natty Daddy? Says Justin. Oh, well, I'm very pleasurable towards it. What am I talking about? I got to get off the air. I'm very favorable towards it. It's too strong for me, though. I never drink it. Unless I'm doing a review, I never drink it. Too strong, too chewy, too hard alcohol. Good flavor. I don't drink it. I'd like to try the Natty Day lemonade, but I hadn't seen it anywhere. Natty Rush. Tried one. They had the watermelon with the wonderful artificial flavoring. And, you know, typical Jolly Rancher type watermelon flavor. You know that type. Hubba Bubba gum. It's actually pretty good, you know, for what it was. Not to say I want to drink what it was or what it is, but tell you the truth, I'd rather drink that than the regular because it's a nicer flavor. It's like it masks the harshness of the 8%, which in a way is dangerous. I guess that's why they make it like that. All right, I got to make a discernment here. Yeah. Why does it have to be so difficult? I don't know. I think this is the Cruzan because it got a little more yeasty flavor, but it isn't. It's not better. So if I was going to buy a rum, and I would because I do, which one would I buy? Obviously the Albertsons. Why is that? Because I'll save $4 and a penny, and I don't lose quality. Sorry, Cruzan. You might put me on the hit list. I can't do anything about it. Would I like to try some of the more expensive Cruzans, like this light rum here? Look at this one. Cruzan Estate Diamond Light Rum. Yeah, who wouldn't want to try it? It's aged, what is that saying? 3 years? I don't know. It's the Estate Diamond. You know, it's like $40 a bottle. Then they got the Estate Diamond Dark, and they got the Black Strap Rum. I saw those at Total More. Yeah, of course I'd try them, but it's going to cost a lot more money. Now, if I'm paying $40 a bottle, the doggone thing better win. You know what I'm saying? If I'm paying $40, it better beat up on Albertsons. It shouldn't be some kind of draw, which is what today is. Sorry, Cruzan, but that's the plan, Stan. All right, let's see. CAL, better say CAL. It does. Caltrans, California Transportation Department. No, okay, yeah, haha. I was sweating that one out. Oh, what chihuahua. Well, that brings us to a close. I still only got it wrong twice, which is too many times. Honestly, I thought I would only get it wrong maybe once. So I'm a little shook up, you know, but I'll shake it off like Taylor Swift. I'd like to hang out with Taylor Swift and slowly train her to be right wing. You know. But anyway, just kidding. No, I'm serious actually. But anyway, all of that jocularity aside, Nina Yordi says BART train. Oh yeah. Bay Area Regional Transit. Yep. I rode that. I rode the BART. Sure did. Wait a minute. Was it the BART? Because I was only riding in San Francisco on the trolley car, which is steam driven, pulled by steam. Steam. True story. And I rode the. I don't think they have a subway. Was that in Toronto? They had a subway. Yeah, when I left the Blue Jays game, it was a subway. Right, Toronto. Oh well. Oh yeah, I rode a bus in San Francisco. I rode the bus by the Haight-Ashbury. They said they didn't say anything. I was just riding the bus, but I wanted them to come on the intercom and say, "Here's the Haight-Ashbury, where the hippies live." The hippie is a strange person with flowers in his hair, but they didn't say anything. Now I have even more. Oh, rapid transit. Sorry, it is regional though. Now, last call. I bought 2 exciting items. Would anybody like to see? If not, I'm closing this out. So Thanks for watching, John and Nile and Nina and Justin and all the other unnamed viewers. I did buy 2 products that I was very interested to buy. If you want to see them, speak now or forever hold your sausage, because otherwise I'm leaving. I'm getting off the air and going to listen to more reviews of Bushmills Red Bush. Yes, I was at David's house and he let me try the Bushmills Red Bush. I liked it, and now I'm watching the video reviews for it. And I am going to buy a bottle. And when you see the price, you won't believe it. But I haven't bought it yet. Bye, Ron. Okay, bye, y'all. Well, I was going to show y'all what I bought, but that's all right. I'll show y'all later if you want to see it at some other time. Let's see what you got. Oh, well, if you insist. I was about to get off the air. All right. If you insist. It's unreal. It's raining again. Somebody asked me if we were having a heat wave. Michael Komarov said, "Are y'all having a heat wave?" I said, "A heat wave? It's raining every day. Raining every night. Last night it stormed overnight. So humid. Like they said, if it rains, it's going to pour. And if I open that window, you just would, well, you wouldn't see anything. Is it true you used to be a teacher? Yes. I taught school, public government school from 1989 to 2012. College, high school, and middle school. Hi, Ron. Just saying hi since I enjoy your videos, says Adam B. Thank you. Well, here's an interesting item. I had to buy the full-size bottle because they don't sell it in a half-size bottle. It's a 750 milliliter bottle, wine bottle of Mogen David 2020. Look at the dragon. Enter the dragon. MD 2020 dragon fruit. Not even sold in my town. But they have a great locator tool on their website, and it pinpointed the store, and I went to Star on Louisiana Highway 41 southbound, and there it was in the cooler. Dragon fruit. Grape wine with natural flavors and certified colors. So it's got wonderful red food coloring. The 2020 Wine Company, Westfield, New York. Yeah, well, really, it's the Wine Group. It's what it's really called, the Wine Group, which used to be Coca-Cola. Well, what happened was Coca-Cola spun it off. Like Coca-Cola had all these liquor brands, and they were like, man, we don't want these brands. So they sold them off in 1984, and what they spun off became the Wine Group, and they produce all kind of stuff. So it's a beautiful blank cap. Aluminum cap, and there it is, dragon fruit. This is the last of the varieties of their posted varieties. You know, like I do, they got probably 20 other varieties that they don't post, or 5 other varieties. Serve cold. You doggone right, you better serve it cold. 13%. It's in the fridge. It's staying in the fridge till I crack it open. Oh my goodness. It is natural flavors. Now, what is the natural flavor of dragon fruit? This I do not know. Interestingly, I bought this right across the street from a Chinese restaurant. So is the dragon related to the Chinese restaurant? Young's. The people. I almost. All right. What about to watch your new video after this? Okay. Thank you. Hi, Mr. Ron, says Bobby Joe Gentry Show. Thank you. Now, I got one more thing to show y'all. Hold on. Let me go put this back in the fridge because you know you want this thing cold. Wait right there. Just wait right there. Oh, this rain is too much. Every day. Every day. Listen to it. You could hear it. Every day. All day I dream about sports. All right. Now, I was at Walmart this morning by design because I drove there on purpose. And I bought this Glenmorangie Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey. John and Neely got me into all this single malt Scotch. John Neely and David Garlapede. There's the Moray Distillery around 1920. Man, do you know that this company went out of business twice? They started in 1897, then they went out of business like in 1906. Then they got restarted in 1909, and then they went out of business again in like 1984, mid 80s, and then some Japanese company bought them, and they got restarted about 2 years later. So they've been around since 1897 with two little hiccup periods where they were shut down. But they've been going strong for 36 years. The Japanese company bought them because they got most of their single malt from them to do their blends. So this Japanese liquor company that does all these blended, because you know the Japanese, they're like big time, like addicts of blended Scotch. Just like in Latin America, they're like blended Scotch addicts. That means they're addicted to it. And they were like panicked, like, what are we gonna do? They can't go out of business. And I guess the company was like, well, we can't pay our debt, you know? So they were like, we'll buy you. So they bought them, and probably 95% of the whiskey goes to Japan for blending purposes. But they sell single malt, a whole single malt line. So I bought the Glenmorangie at Walmart. It's $24.99. And then they had the Glenmorangie 12 year. Well, you know, that's more than $24. But I'll buy it one day. Nice little copper pot still shaped top. Glenmorangie. Looks like it'll taste good, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like something you want to crack open like immediately right now? But I'm going to wait. So that's the exciting news, y'all. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I'm off, and I'm going to listen to these video reviews for the Red Bush from Bushmills. And let me say this to you. You got to buy it. You got to buy it. I mean, you don't have to buy it, but you should buy it because it's good. And secondly, when one day, months from now, when I tell you what I paid for that bottle, you're going to lose your mind. You are going to lose your mind when you find out what David and I paid for that Bushmills. I mean, you're not going to believe it. You're going to say they're lying. They're stupid and they lie. No, we're not lying.